Hello everybody and welcome back to Blue Jay Acres. My name is Noelle. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to be making some dinner. I'm going to make some like Philly cheesesteak kind of sandwiches, but I need to make some buns to go with that. And we are going to make that peach cobbler and that ice cream that I told you about yesterday. So let's start off with some buns today. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is start off with a couple of cups of warm water. You don't want it to be hot, you want it to be warm, not cold, just warm. And that way it's not going to kill your yeast, but it'll help it just get all nice and bubbly, because that's what we want, is for it to get all nice and bubbly. So I'm going to add that here to the mixer right here. Then I'm gonna add, I don't know, like maybe a tablespoon of sugar. I like to buy my yeast in bulk. And I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of yeast. Just give that a quick little stir. And we're gonna let this just sit and rise. So you guys, making your own bread is definitely super cheap. It's just super cheap. And with this one bread recipe, you can make so many things. You can change it up. I tell you guys all the time when we make bread how to change it up if you want. I buy my yeast in bulk. I've got some outside. I'll show you that here in a little bit. I'll run out and get it. But I get my yeast in bulk, and then you got flour, salt, water, and oil. That's it for a very basic bread. You can make it fancy, you can make it more expensive. Oh, and sugar. I don't think I said sugar. You could use honey, you could use maple syrup, you could use sugar, you could use coconut sugar, you could use date paste, date syrup. You just need something sweet to feed the yeast. You need yeast. Can't do it without yeast unless you're doing like a sourdough. Even cheaper, because then you don't even need yeast. I haven't really gotten into sourdough. One day. One day I will. I'm not a huge fan of it. I like to just do what I do because I've been doing it for so long. But yeast is not very expensive at all. If you want to use like a self-rising flour, you can do that. You can use bread flour if you want. If you don't have that, you can, and you want to make your dough softer, you can add, oh, what is the name of that? Now my brain's not working. Sorry, I'll think of it and let you know later. But you can add milk, eggs, butter. You can do all things to make it taste richer and different if you want. Like for dinner rolls, I typically would do milk versus water, or at least half and half. I would typically do butter instead of oil. I would typically add an egg, maybe 2 eggs. So that just, sorry if you just saw flies flying. I told you guys I got flies everywhere. That's ways that you can dress it up and make it different. If I'm making cinnamon rolls, exact same thing I do here. Except for, again, I'm going to use probably milk and egg and butter in the dough versus this kind of dough. But I don't feel like you need any of that when you're making sandwich bread or you're making buns. I just feel like the basic recipe is perfect, which is the water, oil, salt, a little bit of sugar, and flour, and that's it. That's all you need. So let's let this get bubbly, and I'm gonna go get that and show you. Okay, so here we go. This is the yeast. I just get it, whichever one's on sale. They have a variety, but this big pack of yeast, and I usually get a few of them. I have, I think, like 3 of them in my freezer right now because I make so much bread all the time. What I couldn't think of, if you wanted to add, is vital wheat gluten. I just couldn't think of it. I could think gluten, but I couldn't think of the vital wheat. This just makes it a little softer and chewier, like if you're using bread dough. So when I'm trying to make the bread up for my son, I typically add this vital wheat gluten to it as well. But again, for a bun, he'll eat it just like this. So, okay, so that's going. The next question I got yesterday is, I thought I told you guys about. I got a couple questions I'll just answer real quick. One was, when did Ash get married? If you don't know Ash, she's one of my daughters. She got married in March, and yeah, they're very happy. And Kate and Theo, I told you guys yesterday, went to Virginia to stay with Ash and her husband. They're only there for the summer. They are coming back. Kate has to finish up her student teaching, and then she will have her be completely done and have her master's in teaching. She's thinking about even going for a doctorate, so we'll see what happens there and become a college professor. But for right now, she's going to be teaching high school is what she wants to teach. So that's where she's going to be doing her student teaching next year. And then she'll be graduated. And then I don't know where she's going to go. Ashley's trying to talk her into being a teacher at the military bases, so she can kind of travel and do all that fun stuff like Ashley's going to do. So we'll see how she likes it there. They're living just outside of the military base out there because he is in the Navy. So right now they're living in like the married people housing that's right off base. So she's essentially living on base with them because they go in and out of base plenty. And so yeah, that'll give her a feel for it and see if she likes it. But all right, this is bubbly, so let's get finishing this bread. Okay, so I told you guys, super easy. We're gonna add some olive oil. It's about a tablespoon-ish. I do have measurements actually wrote down for you guys in our website. Salt, I actually do typically measure just because I want to make sure I get enough. And I like about 1.5 teaspoons in here with the 2 cups of water. And this should give me about 12 good sized buns. This recipe right here. But your flavor all comes from the salt. So you want to make sure you get enough salt. If you don't, your buns are going to just taste flavorless. And then we're going to start with about 4 cups of flour. We're going to go with 5 or 6 when it's all said and done. We're going to let this go and get all mixed up. Okay, so I only did the 4 cups, and that's kind of why I start with 4 cups, because as you can see, that's probably enough. So I don't think I'm going to add any more. It's a little sticky, but not crazy sticky, so I think I'm just going to knead it for a little bit, and then it should be good to go. We're going to knead this for about 5 minutes. Okay, so this is all nice and mixed up. So now I'm just going to go on and pull it away from the sides a little bit. Cover this and let it rise for about 2 hours, or about an hour. About an hour, because it's summer. If it was winter, it'd take about 2. It takes about 2 hours for the whole thing. Sorry, that's where the 2 hours in my brain was thinking. I'm going to let this sit on my stove. That's where I put it for an hour. Okay, so while that's going, we're going to go on and start the peach cobbler. Now, you could cut your peaches up, you could blanch them, de-skin them, and then cook them a little bit in some sugar if you want. I'm not even doing all that. I'm just going to cut them up and use fresh peaches just the way they are, and I'm going to toss them in some sugar, and then we'll get this cobbler made. I follow the cup method. So it's just cup of sugar, cup of flour, cup of milk, and then you add some, you put a stick of butter in, melt it in the pan, and then you just add some baking powder. So easy to make. So let's just start this real quick. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is take this pan. I've got the oven set to 350, and I'm going to just put some butter in and melt it in the oven. Alright, that's it. Pop this in the oven. Alright, while that's going, I've got this thing right here of peaches. Again, I am not doing anything fancy. We're also having ice cream. So I'm just going to kind of just slice these up. You could use canned peaches, you could use peach pie filling, whatever you want to use. Trying not to get this seed is already breaking. Okay, now I'm gonna get some sugar on here. I want to add a little cinnamon as well. and a tiny bit of salt. Just gonna kind of toss this about. Okay, now we're gonna make the batter. 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, pinch of salt, tablespoon baking powder, 1 cup of milk, get it all stirred up. Alright, let's pull out this butter. It's all melted. Then we're just going to pour our batter over top of the butter. We're not going to stir anything up. I'm just going to pour it on over there. And we're going to top with our fruit. Then top with some sugar. And we're going to pop this back in the oven until it is golden brown on top. It takes about 20 minutes. Okay, so these are the quick steaks that I got as fast food from Sam's, and only ingredient in it is beef. That's it. So they come just in the little packages like this, and we're just gonna cook them up. We have a little wow seasoning if you want to add that, and we'll saute up some onions, and that'll be dinner. Super fast and easy. Okay, here is the cobbler. Okay, and now our bread has risen. I'm just gonna punch it down, scrape it along the sides. Like I said, this should make about 12 buns. I'm just gonna pinch a piece off. Some people take them and they roll them and do all this and that. I just take it and I kind of fold it under itself and just kind of twist that little bit of dough at the bottom down, and then I flatten it a little bit with my hands. That will all smooth out when it rises. I'm gonna do that about 12 times. See how many I get. If your dough for some reason is a little bit sticky, just sprinkle a little flour on it. And that does the job just fine. Okay, so once you have your 12 buns done, you're just gonna cover it and let it rise. Takes about 20 minutes. Okay, so here I've just got 1 egg. I'm beating to make an egg wash real quick to put on these rolls before we put them in the oven. I've got my oven still preheated to 350 degrees. And these rolls are looking gorgeous. So I'm just going to put the egg wash on. And then we like to top ours with some sesame seeds. So I'll top them with sesame seeds. This is just going to help the top brown up some and help the sesame seeds stick. Okay, and then just topping it with some sesame seeds, and then this is ready for the oven. And that'll take about 15 minutes. Okay, nice. I'm gonna saute some onions. I've got the onion here. Got my pan back here heating up. I'm just gonna cut some butter. And get that melting in the pan. And I like to add just a little bit of olive oil as well. Now I'm just going to get that all nice and heated up. I'm going to just go and put my onions in here because they're just going to cook up for a little while. And I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to take another big pan, heat it up with some olive oil. Okay, nice. I just have some of this mozzarella cheese. I would prefer provolone, but I don't have any right now. I'm going to just top that. Turn off the heat. Pop it with the lid. And then we're still just waiting on these onions and the buns. And then we're going to go on and make some ice cream. Okay, so for ice cream, I'm going to be using farm fresh milk. You do not have to. You can use heavy cream and regular old milk. I would use whole milk though, instead of just, you know, like a low fat milk, just because you get a better ice cream. You would do like a quart of cream. You do about a quart of cream. This is so nice and thick. And you do about a half quart of milk. This is basically what I'm gonna end up with. But I don't really measure. I'm gonna just take the cream off of this 1.5 gallons of milk I got here. Tomorrow I will start yogurt, and I'll show you guys how to make yogurt with the Instapot. Because on Fridays I always make yogurt. So I have it to eat through the week with the milk that I didn't use up. Okay. Oh, this cream is so good and thick. So just get all this cream out. It's good. Now just a little bit of milk. About like that. I've got to stir these onions. I don't want them to burn. Next, you can add your sweetener of choice. Honey, maple syrup, I've done them all. They're wonderful. Sugar, Charles's favorite is sugar, so I'm going with sugar for tonight. I'm gonna add a cup of sugar. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of cornstarch. That just kind of helps from all the crystals forming when you make homemade yogurt. Check these again. I'm gonna leave the lid off now and just let that finish up. They're getting so close. Well, I'll leave it on one more time. Let's check our buns. They look perfect. Get those out. Sorry, we're going back to ice cream. And there are beautiful buns ready to go. Okay, back to our ice cream. I use vanilla bean powder for everything because it tastes so much better. So I'm gonna add some vanilla bean powder, quite a bit, because I want it to taste really good. Okay, and then I want a pinch of salt. Anytime making anything sweet, always add a pinch of salt. Okay, next I've got egg yolks. I've got 4 egg yolks that I'm gonna add. Egg yolks are fine to eat raw. Actually, farm fresh eggs are fine to eat raw, but yolks are fine. Okay, next I'm just gonna mix this up in my blender. Then you want to give it a taste because you want to make sure you got enough of everything in it. My God, that is perfect. There's nothing as good as homemade ice cream. I could just drink it like that. Next, break out my ice cream maker. I use a Cuisinart 2-quart frozen yogurt sorbet maker. My brother asked me if I wanted a Ninja Creamy when he was here for the 4th. I said, I think I would like one of those. So we'll see if I get one for Christmas. Hey, looks good. Okay. I'm gonna go on and just assemble this. Get it started. Then we can add our liquid. Now this goes for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then ice cream is done and we have ice cream. That's it. This is now hands off. And as far as our sandwiches go, you guys, all we're doing is we have a bunch of chips still at our house from 4th of July. So we're gonna just eat chips with it. It's just chips and sandwich kind of day. It is hot. Hot. Charles just came in from weeding. some stuff out there and he is a sweaty mess. It's just so hot. So I feel like I'm pretty much done cooking now. So I'm gonna show you, well, first of all, let me grab one of these buns and show you. Bun, cut it open, and look at that beautiful goodness. So good. I'm gonna get Charles come in and try the sandwich for you guys. Okay, sorry, I know that's loud, but I gotta have the ice cream maker going. I cannot wait till my kitchen's remodeled and I have a bigger kitchen, especially running a business. It'll be so nice. So I'm gonna top this with some meat and cheese here. Making a mess. Some sauteed onion. There you go. Oh, I forgot some mayonnaise on it. And a little bit of mayonnaise. Completely forgot it. Now, that's a sandwich. Peppers would go perfect on this, and it's Philly cheesesteak, but he does not eat peppers. Cheese. It's gonna be so good. Okay, here's Charles. Sorry, I know the ice cream maker's loud. He's gonna give it a try for you. I figured we'd just have chips tonight with it because we got all those chips from 4th of July.
That is very good.
Yay! Like the onions with it and everything?
Mm-hmm. And of course buns are super soft.
Yay! Alright, we'll see you back. We'll see you back at ice cream and cobbler time.
You got my attention.
Alright, here is peach cobbler, the beautiful ice cream. I took a little sample of everything. So good. Okay, I told him to hurry up before it melts because it's warm and the ice cream's soft. I know, it's bomb, isn't it?
You might see me melt.
It's so good.
Oh,
The
Lord,
ice cream is perfect. The cobbler turned out perfect.
How much more?
And those of you, oh, he just took off. I was going to show you the dog, but he took off. Calvin! There's our dog. Say hi! Alright, he's going to go eat ice cream. I'm going to wrap this up so I can get it edited for you guys.
Good Lord.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye everybody.